Accommodating pronouns does not violate a teacher's freedom of religion. Duh. This is from the dailyrecord.com. Let me read this. We could talk about it in a sec. A federal appeals court ruled that a Maryland public school system did not violate a substitute teacher's First Amendment rights after requiring the teacher to use a trans student's pronouns in class. In a 2-1 decision released Wednesday, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit affirmed a lower court's ruling that dismissed a majority of the teacher's claims that the Maryland school system's policy violated her free speech and religious rights under the Constitution, and rejected her request for an injunction that could have upended the school board's policy. The decision could affect other cases in which teachers argue that their First Amendment rights preclude policies that accommodate trans students' pronouns. Bullshit. The Fourth Circuit's rulings can be applied across Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and West Virginia. Writing for the majority, Judge Robert King said the teacher had not convinced the court that a school board policy instructing educators to use trans students' pronouns was hostile towards religious views. King also wrote that the teacher's free speech protections were not violated because following the policy was a part of her official duties as a public school teacher. King said how a teacher addresses a particular student in a particular classroom and whether a teacher communicates with a student's parent is merely a part of the teacher's job description. So, and this substitute teacher cited that this violated her understanding of her Christian religion and the Holy Bible. Guess what, Republicans? The Bible is not factual, nor can it be used in evidence in any sort of court case. In reality, we recognize and use science because the Bible is not scientific or factual in any way. The timeline alone is billions of years off. Recognizing trans identity is reality. It has nothing to do with religion. But religious cults on the right think that the existence and reality of trans identity violates their religion. This is another example of Republicans demonizing a portion of the population and then playing victim to the situation, all while they ignore the facts, evidence, research, and expert advice. This is delusional thinking, and it's rampant on the right. No one should have to sit by and let a cult dictate who they are as people, and I won't fucking allow it. Republicans are incapable of keeping a separation of church and state, and that's the law, and we need to address this as a country. This is cult behavior, and I am not a cult member, and neither is a majority of Americans. We have freedom of religion in this country thanks to Democrats. If it were up to Republicans, we'd all be living in that fucking Handmaid's Tale. Trans identity is evident. It's supported by every major medical association in the country, and it shouldn't have to be said that someone having a trans or non-binary identity is not harmful to anyone. The harm here is religious cults claiming trans people are demons or possessed or whatever fucking fantasies they believe in. You can believe whatever you want here in America. That's a freedom that we have, but you cannot force your own religion down someone else's throat, or in this case, an entire classroom's throat. And that's what this teacher did to the entire class. She denied reality, evidence, and religion is not a justification for this. Trans identity is not a religion. It is not an ideology. It's not even a personal belief. It's a fact. So I suggest Republicans try something new, which is mind your own fucking business and start using the correct pronouns, because y'all are delusional. Thanks for listening. Please like this, share it, leave your comments. I'll be back very soon. Bye, guys.